been on the Banting diet, the Tim Noakes diet, whatever one wants to call it, for about 5 years. It works for me. Very high fat and very high protein and very low carbohydrates. For the last month to 2 months, I've been off that and just eating pretty much anything to try and pick up some weight, because you're going to lose weight on this thing. Antarctica, I came home, I was 66 kilograms from 84 kilograms in 5 weeks. It won't quite be the same here because it's warm weather. You don't lose your appetite as much as one does at minus 45 Celsius. So it's eating whatever we can at the moment, but getting used to this dehydrated stuff. We top it up with ginger and with anything, chutneys or anything like that, just to give it a bit of taste, because eating the same stuff over and over and over just makes you go crazy. Basically, I err on the side of preservation of species, so I don't necessarily want to just go and dive under the boat and spear a fish. But what does happen, in fact, is a lot of flying fish, particularly at night, land in the boat and knock themselves out. So there you've got fresh sushi if you need it. And for the rest, it's freeze-dried, dehydrated, 70% of that, and then boil in the bag, wet rations. In other words, you top it up with water, boiling water, and you eat it out of its bag. For me, in any expedition, there's an equilateral triangle. The one side is the exercise or the training itself. The other side is what you put into your body, your liquids and hard foods. And the other side of that triangle is rest. And rest is as important, both mental rest as well as getting good hours of sleep. And then in the middle of that triangle, so you've got your exercise, you've got your nutrition, if you like, and you've got your rest. In the middle of it is the why, it's the purpose. And that for me is the mental preparation. And the mind is an incredibly powerful thing. I'm not a big guy. My head is strong. I have a shrink, a psychologist that I see who helps me with mind training. And one of the things that I do is a daily exercise where I drop my adrenaline, which is basically how most of us run our lives, driving in traffic and so on. And everything's fast-paced. But how do you drop that naturally, without doing alcohol and all of these other things, which is artificial ways of increasing serotonin. So it's a breathing technique where you increase your serotonin and drop your adrenaline. And you can do that while you're rowing or while you're running a marathon. Just getting yourself into a headspace of saying, it's just for today. I don't see 90 days away right now. I visualize Rio, I visualize what it's going to look like, I visualize seeing land for the first time. A lot of basically visualizing your end point. As Stephen Covey said in that book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, begin with the end in mind. But then during the event, bite-sized chunks, just for today, even possibly just the shift. If my hands are blistered, and my feet are sore, and my body's sore, and my mind is fatigued, say, right, in 2 hours' time you can have a rest. And so you go, little bit by bit by bit, and that's how you reach the end result, the big goal. We were due to depart with the Cape to Rio yacht race competitors on the 1st of January. We couldn't do that. The main factor was wind. The conditions have just not been favorable. We have to be offshore, driven offshore for at least 36 to 48 hours. Otherwise we will, being 6.8 meters long, a side wind, we don't have a sail. So rowing, we cannot out-row a strong gale force southeast wind, which we had the last few days, 55 kilometers an hour, would push us straight on shore and you abort the mission before you even start. And the point of this thing is to make it a genuine change for the better for the planet. So you don't want to jeopardize your life, and you also don't want to jeopardize the expedition. So always erring on the side of safety and being cautious.